Good day, everybody. Good day. I got to get my Prince hat in the shot. Yes. Got to have Prince in there. Yes. Good day. Good day. Yahoo, Wayne. Right back at you. Right back at you. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to Monday. Welcome to Monday. And welcome to Morning Sip with Rev Melissa. It's good to see you all. I hope everyone is doing well and you had the weekend that you wanted to have. Let's say that. You had the weekend you wanted to have. So good day, Nan. Good day, Congregation of Joy. It's good to be with you all today for Morning Sip with Rev Melissa. And Sip is Spirit in Practice. Spirit in Practice. And so we're in our P.R.I.N.C.E series because Friday we had our meditation with the moon. So we didn't do a 10:30 sip. And so we're going to continue. So we're in N. We're in N in Prince. And so someone asked me, and I don't know why, because it should be quite obvious. Have I ever seen Prince in concert? And I have. The very first time that I saw Prince in concert was like a week before my wedding. So it was in April of 2002. And it was an amazing show. My husband is a big Prince fan. And we had really good seats. We like to say that we had seats. Our seats were better than Chris Rock. Chris Rock was sitting behind us, behind us. It was lovely. And after the concert, Prince had an after show. And he's known to do this. He'll just like pop up and say there's an after show. So the after show was, I think, somewhere in Times Square in this little spot, right? And I was like so close to Prince. He was on the stage and I was like right there up in his face, and it was amazing. So I fell in love with Prince when he first came out. So I have a picture of Prince, and I think this was on Right On magazine. So we're going to pull that up real quick. I think it was on Right On magazine. This is when I fell in love with Prince and all things purple. Yes, yes, right there. Right there, that big old juicy afro. Yes, those eyes. I was all into him. I was probably like 15 or 16 years old. So that's Prince, and we're in our Prince series. And the series is not about Prince. It's about the qualities, right? We're using his name as the acronym for qualities that I see in him and that are in all of us, right? So just to recap, P was for perspective, and then we threw in perception and persistence. R was rhythm, right? The law of rhythm, how we could shift our habits into rhythms, right? What's your rhythm? Yes. And then Thursday, we talked about inspiration. Inspire, in spirit. And so this morning when I was doing my morning practice, Gladys, I was reading in my 365 days of richer living, and they were talking about inspiration. So I just want to read just a little bit of this because I just think it's perfect when we think about inspiration. So it says, "It is time that I definitely improve my life. I have lingered too long with half-truths and lullabies. I am willing to face myself squarely and honestly. Without true inspiration, I have made many mistakes, and I am weary of the hard work that my material thinking has caused me. I start an improvement program based on spiritual inspiration. The universe is planned for everyone's success, and I now expect mine. God is backing me up, and there is no power to prevent my demonstration." I love that, right? So we are shifting from material thinking to spiritual inspiration. So that's I for inspiration. And so today we're at N. And guess what N is? No one would ever guess in a million years what N is. Y'all would never guess. Go ahead and try. All right, I'm going to tell you. N is for nutritious. Ah, bet you didn't think it was going to be that, did you? That's right. N is for nutritious. So let's start with the definition. Providing nourishment. Ah, Nan, I see you. Nurture. It falls in there. Yes, it falls in there. I would accept that. Nutritious. Providing nourishment to strengthen, build up, or promote. The origins of nutritious. And I was like, that is so interesting. You know where the origins of nutritious is? The word nurse. Nurse. It makes sense, right? Nurse. One of the definitions of nurse is to keep steadily in mind or memory, to look after carefully so as to promote growth, development, etc., foster and cherish, to keep steadily in mind, to look after carefully, right? Nutritious, right? We are nursing ourselves, right? We are nurturing and nursing ourselves. Thank you, Nan. With nutritious thinking, nutritious speaking, nutritious feeling, nutritious doing, and nutritious being, right? That's the invitation, right? To look after carefully what you keep steadily in your mind. Look after what you are keeping steadily in your mind, right? And we've been talking about that, right? That's part of our spiritual practice. Is it nutritious? Is it nutritious? Or is it junk food? Right? What are you keeping your mind steadily on? Is it growing you? Is it developing you? What is it fostering in your life? Yes. Is it good for you? That which you are keeping steadily in your mind, that which you are looking after carefully, is it good for you? Is it good for you? So I love this notion of nutritious nursing my mind. I love that. I love that, right? So, what's the rhythm? Let's throw that R back up in there. What's the rhythm of your nutrition, right? When you wake up in the morning, what are you feeding yourself? Is it good or is it not so good? Is it growing you, expanding you, or is it keeping you small and shrinking you? Is it lighting you up or dimming your light? Yes. Ah, thank you, Nan. I love the expanded understanding of the word nutrition and nurse. Me too, Nan. I was shocked. That's why I love the definition. I love the dictionary so much. It's my favorite book. So we are invited today. I'm giving you some homework. We are invited to pay attention, right? To pay attention to what we are nursing, what we are keeping our minds steadily on. We're just looking at it carefully, right? Our thinking, our speaking, our feeling tone, what we are doing today. Look at your activity for today. What do you have planned for yourself today? Is it nutritious? Is it nutritious? Just check it out. And if it's not, you have a choice to make. You have a choice to make. Decide to do something. If it's something that you are responsible for doing and it doesn't have a nutritious feel to you, right? Because we all have things that, we're responsible for doing that we don't necessarily like to do. Add something nutritious to it, right? Add some vegetables to it. You add vegetables to anything, and it gets a little bit more nutritious, right? So add some positive thoughts, right? Speak your affirmations. Check in with yourself with your feeling tone. No matter what you're doing, you decide how you're going to feel about it as you're doing it, even if it's something you don't necessarily like to do, right? I don't necessarily like washing the dishes. As a matter of fact, I really don't like washing the dishes, right? But I get to choose how I'm going to feel about it while I'm doing it, right? I get to choose if my thinking about the time that I'm doing it is nutritious or not. I love that. I love that. So today we're going to nurse our thoughts, our words, and our feelings, right? And we're going to do our very best to make sure that it is nutritious. All right, y'all. So that's N for nutritious. Yes, yes, yes. And tomorrow we're going to travel over to C. So think about what C is. And so tomorrow you'll just put in the comments what you think C is. All right. All right. So I am Rev Melissa. I'm a ordained interfaith minister. I was about to say I'm a registered nurse. Okay. I'm a interfaith minister, a religious science practitioner, and a purpose coach. And that triune is my ministry of joy, where I support people in living life in joy, connected to their yes, right? Looking at what is nutritious for you. So if you need some support and coming up with a meal plan for your life, reach out to me, DM me, and we can set up some time to break bread together. All right. So now it's time for some joy news. It's time for some joy news. My weekend was off the chain. My weekend was off the chain. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Yesterday was a three fur Sunday. 3-for Sunday. Yes, Stacy, you like that, huh? Yes, I might have to do something with that. Meal plan for your life. Yes, Stacy, I'm right there with you. So I had my 3-for. Oh, speaking about meal, I had a 3-course meal yesterday. Yes, I did. So for breakfast, we had Living Life in Joy at 10:30 with Steve Wallace. And if you missed yesterday's Living Life in Joy, you missed something because it was certainly nutritious. Steve Wallace is amazing. He's an award-winning singer. We talked about his what he's calling his R&B opera. Come on now, y'all. He got an R&B opera, right? It's called How King, and it's loosely based on William Shakespeare's King Henry IV. So please check that out. You just go to stevewallacemusic.com and you can see everything that he has going on. He's an amazing artist, amazing. We had a wonderful time yesterday. And then for lunch, I had Rockland CSL, my spiritual home, and I was the speaker yesterday, and our topic was lean into the discomfort. And our theme for June is the soul's call. And so it was a wonderful service. It was a wonderful talk. So if you missed that, I'm gonna pull out my talk and post that if y'all want to check that out. We had a wonderful service yesterday. And then for supper at 7, I was a guest on Let's Talk podcast, which is hosted by Regina Smithwick. It was all about life coaches and how we work, what we do, what our purpose is working with individuals. So I will post that on my page also, and you can check that out. We had it was a time, y'all. We went all the way in. People were throwing stuff at people were throwing stuff at the screen. It was like, you know how Patty takes off her shoes and she throws them? Well, I tell y'all, people were throwing stuff at the screen yesterday on Let's Talk. So check that out. They're doing amazing, amazing work there. And then today, I'm having a 2 for Monday. Hey, let's keep it going. So, number 1 is right here, morning sip. And then today at noon, I'm so excited to be the guest on Cosmic Prayer with Laura Topper. So please stay on New Thought Media Network today. Come on back at noon, and we're going to get into some prayer. I'm so excited to have spent some time with Laura. She's amazing. Please save the date. Our next meditation with the moon is on June 25th, 4 a.m. on Zoom. We had a wonderful time with the new moon. We did a full-blown spiritual practice of inspirational reading, inspirational journaling, meditation, and prayer. Full-blown. And then we got to share with each other. You know, we got a chance to share with each other. So June 25th, 4 a.m. Eastern Time. I've been thinking about doing another 30-day mental diet class. What do you think? I'm thinking about it for July. It's been percolating in my mind. So I'm kind of like seeing. Yeah, there we go. I'm seeing. So it might happen. I'll keep you posted, right? 30-day mental diet. Let me know if anyone's interested in doing that. Even if you've done it before, every time you do it, it's a new experience. And I talked about it a couple of times yesterday on Let's Talk. So let me know. Give me some feedback about that. All right. You can support my ministry of joy by supporting my Joy line, my Joy merchandise, long sleeve t-shirts, but now it's summer. So short sleeve t-shirts, Live Life in Joy and Connect to Your Yes are available. My Sip Joy mugs, which I say is almost 2 cups of joy that you could sip on. And my Joy socks. And so what I'm so excited about my Joy socks is that 100% of the proceeds is going to Seku's Hero Hoodies Ministry to support the unhoused. So I want to give a shout out to Lindsay, and I want to give a shout out to Simone for making your sock purchases. Know that your gift is being given to support the unhoused. So thank you so much for joining in. And so Congregation of Joy, I told you we have been activated. We have been activated. So go on to Etsy, make your purchase of socks, and know that 100% of the proceeds will be going to Seku for Hero Hoodies. And Hero Hoodies supports organizations who provide services to people who are unhoused to help them get on their feet. I just love that we're doing a sock thing, right? To help people get on their feet. Yes. All right. And if you missed it, Seku was on at 10 o'clock today. So some of you might have been looking for him at 10:15. We had to pull it back to 10. So tune in 10 a.m. Eastern Time for the Hero Hoodies update from Seku Writes. There he is. And just show your love. Just show your love. All right. So this is a good one for me today. So I'm gonna check in with Sekou because we're doing pretty good with time today, Sekou, aren't we?
Amazing with time. Amazing with time. Look at that. Look at that. So yeah, I guess it worked. Something worked right. Something worked right. We got like 9 minutes. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. I already did my Hero Hoodie update. I did it earlier today. So you know what? I'm gonna tell a quick story. Because I meant to tell a story earlier and I forgot. So yesterday I went to Smoothie King. It was a hot day here in Nashville, and everyone had the same idea. Drive-through was packed. Both lines packed. Could barely park in the parking lot. So I decided I'm gonna go inside. Go inside, and there's two employees. Let's just use random names. Let's say April and Barry, right? April is on it. She's on it. She is taking my order from the drive-through window, even though I'm standing at the counter. Barry, who is in between us, don't want nothing to do with nothing. He don't want nothing to do with nothing, right? He's closer to me, but he doesn't want to be bothered. So anyway, I'm talking to everybody. I put my order in, and this guy comes in, Charlie. I'm just ABC. Charlie comes in, and he makes a comment about how packed it is. April and Barry don't say anything. The silence, which is not really cool because they're employees, right? And then Charlie makes it a joke. He's like, you know, I know they got you working hard today. Silence. Charlie starts to leave. And then he comes back and he says, I'm sorry if I offended you. I didn't mean to imply that you aren't busy every day. And I was like, isn't that interesting? That he thought that it was about him. Right? And it just made me think about the fact that we always think it's about us. Mm-hmm. We always think it's about us. Barry's bad attitude ain't got nothing to do with you, Charlie, right? But look how quickly Charlie accepted responsibility for it. But I gave him props for like trying to apologize. That's really nice, but it ain't got nothing to do with you. And I just thought about how all the time we're running around taking responsibility for other people's stuff. Like Barry had a bad attitude because Barry decided he was having a bad attitude. He was having a bad day and he couldn't get it right. And he wanted to move to take the orders instead of making the drinks. And how often do we do that? We think if we can just get to the greener grass over there, things are going to be better. But no, you will still be you when you get to the green grass over there. Mm-hmm. You got to change you. So that's my Smoothie King story. All the lessons that came from Smoothie King yesterday. It was popping in Smoothie King. So I make jokes with Charlie and make him feel better. But April and Barry, they weren't helping my man out at all. But don't accept responsibility for other people's stuff, and remember that you got to change you to change your circumstances, not move someplace else.
Absolutely, absolutely. And there's something there for Charlie too, right? There's something there for each one of them, if they're willing to look at if it's nutritious or not.
Yeah.
Was it nutritious for Charlie to come back and apologize for something that had nothing to do with him? Right? Mm-hmm. Like what? I'm sure there's a whole dynamic at play there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he ultimately decided to leave too.
And he didn't purchase anything.
Didn't purchase anything.
Yeah. 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 I feel that, Charlie. I feel that. I feel that.
And Barry is going to move over to taking orders and still have the same bad attitude and not understand why he still has the same bad attitude. Yeah. Not understand that it's about what's inside him, not what he's doing in the store.
Absolutely. Sekou, that is so good. That is so good because we do it all the time. And so we can catch ourselves, can't we?
Yeah. It's so much easier to see it when it's happening in front of you than when you're doing it.
Yeah.
Well, I was sitting there watching like, okay, I got to not do either one of these things. I got to not take on the responsibility of someone else's bad attitude. And I got to not think, if I can just get this other thing that I don't have. What's the quote from Angel Kyoto?
Anything you think you need, you already have. And if you don't have it, you don't need it.
If you don't have it, you don't need it.
That's right. That's right.
So
you don't have it, you don't need it. So I got something that I needed today, Sekou. And that is a running partner, a walking partner early in the morning. So I'm checking in with you that I'm on day 10 of the birthday challenge. I've mainly been doing my jumping jacks. And so I've been doing 50 jumping jacks, and I reported that I added one more jumping jack. So now I'm doing 51.
Right. Right.
51 jumping jacks. And I heard you got 35 people now.
35. I did forget to mention that. I'm up to 35, which is just beyond. Like, remember that it was just me. I had no intention of inviting anyone else to join. People just started joining, and now we're up to 35 people who are committed to daily movement, the movement of movement for the rest of the month in any way that they can. You know, you're jumping jacks and someone else is walking and someone else is doing yoga. It's just amazing that so many people have committed to themselves through me. And that is the best birthday gift I could have. I've literally never had a birthday that's been about service to others in this way. And so thank you sincerely for the opportunity to do that.
Yeah, it's awesome. So I'm added onto my jumping jacks on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'll be out at 5:30 a.m. getting my walk on. And on Saturdays, I'll be out at 7 getting my walk on. So I'm just so excited to be doing this. Thank you, Sekou, so much for the inspiration. It is an awesome June. It's an awesome June because you were born in it.
Yes, I'll take it.
Yes. All right, everybody. Remember, tune in tomorrow, 10 a.m. for Sekou Speaks is what I'm calling it. And we'll be back tomorrow with Morning Sip at 10:30 a.m. Getting into C. All right, y'all. Peace and blessings. Peace and justice. We're living life in joy, connected to our yes.